morning. It's gonna be a beautiful day. I had a last minute opportunity. A couple slots were open at the Misfit Toys Car Club here in St. Louis for a track day at Worldwide Technology Raceway. So last night I went ahead and signed up for an open slot, and here we are. It's gonna be a good day. We're doing the 1.6 mile race or course today, and it's gonna be sunny, probably high in the high 80s, maybe low 90s, so it'll be a little warm, and it's a little humid but not terrible. So we'll see how the car does. I think it'll be fine. I've had it out here a couple times on the track, so not had it with the giant wing, so that'll be a new experience. Might find that it's undersprung and it's time to upgrade the rear springs, not sure, but either way we'll have fun and it'll be a blast. Looking forward to it.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you.
So after getting to the track and unloading the car, setting up my chair and a couple tools, adjusting the suspension settings and tire pressure, I took a little walk around the paddock, checked out some of the other sweet cars that had arrived for the track day.
If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive.
After checking out some of the cars, it was time for the driver's meeting. And when that was completed, time to get out on track. So session one, I took it pretty slow as we came out, getting the tires up to temperature, and I think I did maybe 9 laps. Fastest lap actually came on lap 7 as I slowly took the car up to speed, and the last couple laps are just kind of a cool down. I think the previous best time on this track is 1:11.25, so wasn't really up against, I mean, it was a second off of best pace, but it was still good to get back out there and get the feel for the car. So here is the best lap of session 1.
Okay, same problem we've had on previous track days. This catch can is puking. I think it's possibly because this catch can isn't the greatest, but it was pretty full, so it's probably been a couple months since I emptied it. So it's gone. I went ahead and emptied it, and hopefully the problem doesn't reoccur. We fixed the problem the last time we had this serious problem in a track by putting the breather valves on the front instead of the back, so we don't have oil being pushed to the back and into the catch can. There was a good deal amount of water in there, which makes me think it was probably full, because I don't think I'd get water in there on the track and then just froth the oil mix on top of the water. So we'll keep an eye on that. It oiled down the car just a little bit, not bad, and I don't think it really dropped much on the track, so not a problem for anyone else. but I'll go ahead and get this wiped down before the next session.
Session 2, we came out a lot more aggressive and got a lot of pretty good lap times in session 2. I knew the air was going to be best at this time of day before it heated up, and managed a personal best on this track during session 2. I'm still learning how to review this video and telemetry data to become a better driver, but on this fastest lap I figured I'd talk you through what I can see, and if you see other things and want to drop them in the comments, that'd be awesome. So the kart is capable of about 1 to 1.1 Gs of braking in a straight line, and 1.2 to 1.3 Gs of cornering on a flat surface before the front end starts to understeer. Here I should have carried more speed on the oval and done more of the braking once I got into the infield here. I could have taken more speed through this corner as the Gs are a little low. This whole section of the banked NASCAR track could have been taken faster. On other runs, I was up at 102, 103 mile an hour around that whole corner.
All right, 2 sessions in. That second session, this wing makes a huge difference. First session, I didn't push it terribly hard, partially because of the catch can issue. Second session, no catch can issue. Bested my PR here by 2 seconds. It went from like a 112 something, I forget what it was exactly, down to 110 something. Definitely way faster in the corners with that wing. I probably am losing 15 mile an hour on the front straight. I'm only seeing like one. I'll look at the replay later, but like 130. I'm not staring at my speedometer, so I may only be losing 10. But I'm definitely lost a good deal of speed on the front straight, but it is made up a lot in the corners. So I am seeing some high oil temps, like 230, maybe as high as 240. So that's a little concerning. We'll have to address that with the oil cooler later, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep pushing it and having fun.
And here's the fastest lap from session 3. In sessions 3, 4, and 5, with the temperatures kind of in the low 90s, I think, I took it easy a couple of laps and came in a little early just because of the high oil temps. I wanted to make sure I wasn't causing damage unnecessarily.
After the third session, checked that, and it was pretty full. Wasn't puking yet, but it was pretty full. So we're definitely going to have to address that in addition to an oil cooler, maybe either a bigger catch can or some valve covers with actual baffling. I'm not sure. Probably the valve covers is the correct way to go, but I don't track this that often, so just a bigger catch can might be the cheaper, easier option. Also noticed that I lost my wire rope tension on the rear wing. The other side is still attached, and it's still pretty sturdy. But yeah, I don't think that's a big deal. I think it definitely is a little more floppy if they're both missing. So hopefully I don't lose that one, but I'll have to make those stronger the next time around. Well, that was a blast today. And every time we track this car, we learn a little bit more about the things that need to be addressed. So we're gonna go over that a little bit here now that I'm back home. You may notice I am trying a new audio setup, so hopefully this works well. It should block a little bit more of the background noise and be better quality. So that's what I'm hoping for. The two major issues we found today are the oil cooler. It's really just not sufficient. Oil temps are getting up to 220 pretty quickly, and then it'll gradually creep up to 240, which is just way too much. I let it get to 230, 240 a couple of times, and then I backed off on track a little bit and let it cool back down. But we definitely need a larger oil cooler. Right now it's just a small 10-row Mishimoto cooler. So I'm gonna look at what space I have down in here in an upcoming video and get that replaced. And then the 10-row that's down there will probably actually become a fuel cooler in the back, because there are some heat issues with the fuel system that are causing fuel pressures to drop. So we're probably going to repurpose this 10-row oil cooler as a fuel cooler. It should work just fine there, and go to a bigger cooler. And the other issue is the catch can, or really it's the lack of baffling inside of these valve covers. So these are not the stock valve covers. The stock ones are very ugly, but they do have good baffling in them. And these billet valve covers have no baffling at all. So I think when I'm just driving it hard out on track, it's the only time I have this issue, but it fills up this catch can. So this catch can was taking about 2 sessions to fill up completely. I emptied it a couple times. And I think if I had a catch can that was like double the size, I'd be able to last most of the day. But I'm probably losing maybe half to a full quart of oil in a catch can. I mean, today, I mean, that's a lot of oil to be losing in a track session, just coming through the breathers on the valve cover. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do to address that. So I'll have to do some research maybe and look for a solution. Maybe there's a better solution out there. If you happen to know one, you want to throw it in the comments, great. The other thing we need to address is my Aero hitch cover that I 3D printed. It came off. I've actually noticed over the last few months that the heat around the exhaust had been causing it to warp a little bit. So I need a better solution. I don't know if potentially like a spring as part of that system. What happens is the tabs that hold that hitch cover in bend inward, and then it just becomes loose. So we may look at redesigning that hitch cover. Either way, I lost it somewhere on track today. I have no idea where it went. I just noticed at the end of the day that it was missing. And then we got to address the wire rope issue on the passenger side here over on the wing. That popped off. I think that's just making it stronger. So we'll need to fix that. But all in all, the car held up really great compared to the last track session of last year. This is the first one for me this year. But if you watch that one kind of ended in disaster a little bit. This one, no disaster. So that's awesome. It was a lot of fun. It was warm out there today. It probably got maybe into the mid 90s. I don't know, but it was definitely warm. I was expecting high 80s, and I'm pretty sure it was warmer than that out there on track. So best times were in the second session of the day. I had passengers on session 3 and 4. I skipped session 5 just to let the car cool down because it was 3 o'clock and the sun was beating down and it was warm. And then I went ahead and did the last session of the day. But either way, lots of seat time. It was good to get out there. Definitely a blast to really just push the limits of this car. It has so much grip in the corners now, especially with that rear wing. I'm really happy with it. There's more grip to be found, but Worldwide Technology Raceway is not a track where you want to push your limits. There's not good runoff areas where, you know, if you go off track, you can do it safely. It's a lot of walls. So not trying to push them too far. I'd like to go visit a track where there's lots of runoff. So that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want, and I'll see you on the next one.
And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.